What's up, friend? Today I'll go over what I think, personally, it's the best build for Sorceress, both endgame and hard cup. Keeping in mind, again, this is a personal opinion, don't eat my ass for it. Because, I mean, I will be presenting what I think are facts, or at least I'll try to back up what I say with math. But I'm always open to change, always open to change my mind when presented with facts or new things. Never trust someone that does not want to change his mind. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. It's gonna be kind of a different video for me. I'll not edit this as much or as hard. First of all, I don't have much time lately, which I'm sorry about it. But also, I don't think this video needs to be scripted much. Anyway, I'll be using Video Planner. I'll go over every single piece from, I guess, from left to right, clockwise. And I'll explain why I think I'm picking what's best. So I'm starting from the helmet. The helmet, we really have 3 different choices. Heave, I guess, 5 choices. Heave or Gaiath or Griffin. So I don't think Gaiath and Griffin are really good for sorc. I know, sounds shocking, the boss gear is not the best one. But I'll explain, I'll go more in depth later on why I think Heave is the best. Also, please Heave, not Grunil, not Rokaba. Even if Grunil looks the same, it's 1 DR less on ultimate. And 1 DR, it might not seem like a lot if you are a newish player, but you'll be spending billions upon billions for that 1 DR later in the game. We'll go C19 on the Heave. And C19 is the equivalent of C9 for other boss pieces. Sure, you can say that eventually maybe that god helmet will come out, which is probably true. In that case, we will just extract this and move on with a better helmet. There's really 2 choices for crystals. We're either going for a balanced crystal build or a full human damage crystal build. Now, I think it's about preference. I'll give pros and cons for both. But for the sake of this video specifically, I will choose the balanced crystal build, which is you can find both on my crystal guide video. I'll link it somewhere in this video. There's a simple reason for it. It's just a lot of value, really hard value, and it's not gonna be Hums. Sorry, it's gonna be too hard on helmet. If you wanna go RBF build, you go RBF on everything beside gloves and offhand and main hand, and that's it. So I guess I don't have to really go too much into details on that one, but let's use this one. So we have Heave on pen, C19, 2 Arfia. Oh yeah, with endgame build, I'll be, as I said at the beginning, I'll be going for over two builds. The hard cap build and the endgame build. So endgame is not exactly hard cap yet. What I consider endgame is full C9 pen and pen accessories and some pen accessory here and there. I'll consider that as endgame. If you have that build, you can join a top guild. You can be, and you can pretty much clear almost all PvE content beside Ash Forest, maybe even Ash Forest on some classes. Anyway, chest. Does this have that god? It does not have that god. So we want to go list duo to try that god when it comes out. Not much of a hurry now, but for now, Pendim C9. Straight up better than the alternative of Red Nose. And here we got double special evasion. If you want an in-depth explanation for the crystals, again, check the crystal video out, but I'll explain on the decision of some crystals here at the end of the build. But yeah, let's keep going. Rings for sorc are really easy. We got Tangis. No matter if you play Awakening or Succession, these are, in my opinion, best in slot. They give the highest AP, and we are an assassin class with no grab. We need to punch the hardest. If you play Succession, this could mean, you know, more 100% if that's your thing. If you're a team player, could be more absorption. Could be, you know, you give your rage more often to whoever. You need to give it to your guild. And for PvE, just really nice to have. On the gloves, so these is, I guess, when it gets tricky. We go bag. So you already see 2 different direction of the build. We go bag with double Viper. There is a specific reason for the bags. The bags are DR item, DR boss gear, compared to Liber. The reason we are going bag on the gloves, it's again same reason why we're going for Tangrad in the rings. We want to maximize our DPS. We're not gonna be able to grab anyone to land a full combo. In this meta, specifically in this meta, everyone is just rotating essays. We need to just kill as soon as possible, as fast as possible, our target. We might not even be able to CC them. That's entirely possible. That it's just not gonna happen. Even in the future, I think the game is going in a direction where people are just gonna be rotating protected skills, and if you don't have enough damage, you won't be killing anyone. That's pretty simple. But there's I mean, we can go more in depth about this when the build is complete. I'll explain why. Here, I mean, I guess you could go for I could put a pen here, pen ogre, or I mean, Leighton. Not Leighton, sorry. Tangrad would be the best, of course. But let's stick with a Tet one. When you're full pen C9, I think pen ogre should be your next upgrade, straight up. But for now, for the sake of it, let's go for full Tet, and then we move on to different builds. But let's have this as an endgame for now. Pretty simple. I don't think there's anything to argue here. I don't think anyone would disagree. Often we go Nuver, Fiery Nuver, of course. Pen C7. C7, it's when we get our AP. There it is. It's our only AP up until C14, which is a lot. So we'll stick to C7 for now. We get some accuracy out of it as well. DP as well, or 2, I don't remember. No one cares about DP. Anyway, corruption, whatever, corrupted. They are best in slot for damage. They might not be in the near future. We will see. As I said, we change our mind when we're presented with new information. The reason they might not be best in slot anymore, it's because of a new elixir coming into the game. Perfume, which gives 10% special evasion. So when that comes into the game, I think most people will be running it, and maybe what are they called? Ooh, I did a fucky wacky. So the red battlefield, right? Red spirit crystal might be best in slot then, because they give pure AP instead of a modifier. For now, that's not in the game. These crystals are cheap. Go for them. Bada beam, bada boom. Okay. Here, dandy. Of course, if you're succession, you could go try green weapon C19 to get 12 accuracy out of it. Personally, I mean, you guys know I'm a sorc lover, an awakening lover, sorry, and I do like with the new skill preset thingy to switch back and forth whenever I feel like. So I think dandy is just overall the best choice, and we'll min-max the Kaffras later on. You'll see why. Well, Alchemy Stone, I mean, very obviously Vel. I doubt anyone would disagree. Now, main hand. For the love of God, please, for main hand, please go Zarka. I cannot stress this enough. Zarka is by far the best in slot for sorc. I would argue for almost every class in the game. But for sorc specifically, of course, if you have pen Blackstar, sure, go for your pen Blackstar, which arguably is not even best in slot for PvP. It's straight up best in slot for PvE, but it ends up having less damage on human targets. On players. But we're talking about super small numbers at C20 Kaffra. And depending on the price of the Kaffras, I'm pretty sure 10 Blackstar is even cheaper, right, than Zarka C20. Either way, please, for the love of God, go Zarka. Offin is not a real weapon, you don't want it. It's gonna lower your damage. It doesn't matter if you have a higher bracket and you get that small extra AP, which again, at these levels of AP, we're talking about endgame here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter having one extra bracket when you're missing a lot, or when you're missing more than you should. And for that reason, double L card. For so many reasons, really. I mean, this is arguably the most important crystal of the build. We said, right, that especially if you're awakening, if you don't land the CC, you're not gonna kill anyone. And this, on top of adding a lot of damage, it also adds CC penetration, which is big. It's really, really big. So Zarka here, and now I'll skip. Wait, do we have it yet? I think you need to pay to win. You need to support video planner to get the new accuracy belt, which is cool. I mean, I don't mind, but I don't have it. I'm sorry. So let's skip this for now, for a second, and let's talk about the armor. Let's finish my armor arguments. We go Masken. All right. So Masken with whom? And you might say, what the freak? Whooms? Wait a second. Only 2 whooms. Let me explain. We have right now with this build 353 DP. You actually have more. You end up having more. I completely forgot. Level 63, by the way. Super important. All right, sorry. Something looked off. 359. So last DP bracket is 35. Doesn't 34 something. Doesn't matter really. We are past the last AP, the DP bracket by quite a bit. It really does not matter on Sorc. So now, what I prefer, what I like, this is kind of what I came out with after months and months, years, ages of theory crafting and min-maxing. And what I personally believe is that you need, when you're creating your build, you need to think about your role and what you do in the game. The way I see Sorc, regardless if it's Succession or Awakening, Sorc is one of the strongest mechanic in the game, which is the iframe, the legendary iframe. Everyone knows, everyone hates Sorc for that. They hate us because they can hit us, pretty much. And we have arguably a spammable iframe. Yes, Sorc players know that the infinite iframe is kind of a meme, but we are the only class beside Tamer. I mean, Tamer doesn't really count. We have some heavy spammable iframe compared to most other classes. That means that we can almost choose which abilities we can get hit by. And on top of that, we have so many defensive buffs and multiplier. Most people know that Sorc has evasion multipliers, but what a lot of people don't really realize is how much DR Sorc has passively. Now let's bring out 2 things. First of all is the DR analysis by Big and Shiny. I'll be linking this, of course, in the description. It's a lot of math, it's a lot of numbers. The super duper TLDR, it's this. At 310 DR, DR stops scaling as hard. Meaning that at 310 DR is when DR is at its highest strength, highest utility. It works the hardest. After that, if you can get more evasion in comparison to that, you get tankier. And in general, with evasion, you always get tankier than DR. But the thing is, with evasion, you end up sacrificing damage. So, be it with Kutum, be it with Liber, you end up having less damage if you go evasion. Do we want less damage? No, we do not want less damage. We already established we are an assassin class that has no grab. All we can do is either out-trade someone, which it's a struggle on Awakening nowadays. We know it. There's no need to hide it. Awakening Sorc is in a troubling state right now. Succession is still alright, but we got nerfed. So we still need to win the trades against every other class. And if, let's say, we land a CC, we need to have enough damage to one combo that target. This means that we want to maximize our damage. The way I say it, Sorc needs to maximize the damage, because on top of needing to either land a CC or out a trade, and we are slowly moving to the out trade, which also means we will need more damage. It also means that being one of the few, if not the only, spammable iframe class, we are in a way really, really tanky. We can choose to avoid the big burst and win the trades and pick our trades way better than most classes. This means that we can not care about our tanky stats, our defensive stats, or not care as much as any other class. Now, what this means is, what with as a build is this one. In this build, we have 600 evasion. So let's just take it out of here. Evasion is 209 plus hidden evasion 396, 605. Evasion doesn't really have brackets, but at 600 evasion, you are starting to evade some hits from people that don't really have much accuracy. And you know, just some lucky dice rolls, this is starting to make you decently tanky. On top of this, if you're awakening, your ebuff gives us an evasion multiplier, and on top of that we have multiple evasion multipliers. We have a shadow leap on awakening, and we have the sideways attack that gives the same amount of evasion multiplier. So this is making us decently tanky. Do we want to be tanky? Is this build gonna make you tanky? No. We are assassins that spam iframe. What I am trying to do with this build is literally just min-max our both defensive stats, so DR and evasion. So as I said, we have 605 evasion, decent, not the greatest, not the worst. Like this is, especially if you're in NA, this is gonna do some work. And on the DR, we have 203 plus 85. Now, if you are an advanced level of math skills, you know this is not 310, but fear not, because I got your back. 288, the reason why we go back and we go Harfia and Tuhum, well, first of all, we will be getting extra DR down the road, because we will be able to put, and also extra evasion, we will be able to put the remaining Tuhums into the Dandy. This is big. So with Odelisha, if you haven't already, buy a Garmoth now. It's gonna be important. You can put your Garmoth in your Awakening weapon, and it unlocks 2 slots. If you go RBF, you go 2 RBF crystals on it, and if you're not, you should be going 2 Hums on your Dandy, which is just super high value crystal. Anyway, so we get the little extra eventually, so that's gonna be really good. Plus, Sorc has 19, yes, I am not freaking with you, extra DR passively. That is a lot. So this is a better way of showing how much DR, I guess. Because I went in game, this new UI, it's terrible. So I can't really show it to you. But we get a lot of DR, a lot. We get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 passive DR just from this, which is quite a bit. And on top of it, we get 13 from the shift key, which is 100% uptime. So it's 19 extra, just like that, for free, which this is 307, it's not 310 yet, but if you PvP, of course, you go around fully buffed, you have drafts, you have elixirs, you very likely have church buffs. Reaching 310 with this build, it's super easy. So now we've established in this build we have, of course, enough iframes to dodge the big nukes, and we are min-maxing the lowest best points of both evasion and DR, while maximizing our damage, which is what we want as assassins. So now, the last 3 accessories. So this is gonna be 100% when it's coming to EU NA, the accuracy belt. Now, it's not on video planner, on the free video planner yet. So I'll be using Pen TSB, which is slightly less accuracy, but it's the same AP. So this is gonna be Tet of the new belt, and 100% a Dawn Earring on Tet. Now, this is where you can kinda choose. It's not 100, as I said, I don't have the answers. I'm just trying to min-max at the best of my knowledge and abilities. What I think is best, personally, what I think it will be best, is just very easily a double Dawn. I know this will be a struggle for a lot of people, because this will mean they will have lower AP, and if you have lower AP, how can you have more damage? It's hard to understand, but we'll be able to hit the big boy brackets very easily. What is it, 9? No, it's 7, not even 9. So 289, With this build, you'll be able to melt everyone. DR targets, they're still gonna get clapped, especially if you're succession. And of course, you can always go more Kaffers on the weapon eventually. It's kind of what I mean. Yeah, after these, you probably want to go 10 Tangrad and then reach the next brackets with Kaffers here. But overall, there's pretty much no one that will be able to really soak up your damage. The only people you're gonna struggle with, trust me on this one, the only people that you will ever gonna struggle with are, of course, broken classes and people that have more evasion than you can handle. It's really, really simple. If for whatever reason you don't feel like having trading that much AP for accuracy, because I guess one thing that so many people in video don't understand is this idea that they think it doesn't matter if they have low accuracy because that one big hit is gonna eventually land. Sadly, that's not how it works in video. Let me pull up this sorc. What's up, girl? We can go both succession and awakening, doesn't really matter. But let's pull out the big boy skills. We have Dream of Doom, right? Dream of Doom is a lot of hits. We have 4 hits. If 2 of those hits land out of 4, it's not much damage. It's better if you have slightly less AP and all those 4 hits land. And that's one of the best skills to use with a lot of accuracy. I mean, let's look at Violation. You guys know about Violation, right? It's 12 hits. If it's the same argument on every single skill pretty much. You have a lot of hits on every single skill. It's not like even Judgment, which feels like a big nuke. It's actually 7 hits. It's really, really simple. You want all of your hits to land. It just increases your damage every single time, unless you're trading a ridiculous amount of accuracy for AP, which is what would happen usually if you go for accuracy offend. This is why I'm going Nuver and not accuracy offend, because you still want to have AP, but you also want to have a really high hit rate, because if your hit rate is lower, you just do less damage. It's really simple. Again, if you don't want to trade that much AP, I would say for sure Distortion. It's alright here on the earring. Distortion is a lot of accuracy compared to other earrings. It doesn't really do anything to our tankiness. Who cares about our tankiness anyway? And this is pretty much it. Either this or triple accuracy accessory. I would not give up those 2. I would say at the very least 2 of those. And that's it. The full build, the full C20 build, the hardcap build, it's very straightforward. I mean, honestly, it's just everything. I would still even keep Ahib. Ahib still gives the most evasion out of all the helmets, so just keep Ahib for that. I don't think you need to trade anything. And here, I would say there's absolutely no excuse to go Distortion. Here it needs to be double pen down. With the new belt, again, it's not here, so I can't pump it up, but just imagine 2 extra AP to this. And at this point, with my test that I've done on global, I would go RBF crystals. RBF crystals seems to be just really good on this build for whatever reason. I don't feel like any of these add that much tankiness on a hardcap build, but I mean, we're talking about a long time before people reach this, before the average player reaches this. The average player might not even ever reach this, but there's a few people that are really close, or here. I still wouldn't change a thing. But yeah, let me know what you think is the best build for sorc. I think this is also decent for other classes, not necessarily just for sorc. I mean, if you reach the end of the video, you know what's next. Thank you so much for watching it. Smash them buttons and see ya next time. Kisses.